All right, guys, welcome back to the segment. So finally, Victor James Osimhen has now broken the jinx of not having scored a goal yet in his new club, Galatasaray. But yesterday, he proved every critic wrong by actually scoring not just one goal, but grabbing two goals. And the wait is now officially over. I said it, in one of the previous videos, that uh, maybe when he starts to score, he probably get like a hat trick or something. But again, the man decided to start scoring with two goals. He maybe would have made it three goals before the end of the game, but he had to leave early on in the second half because of injury, which, of course, the man has, since the match finished, came out to, uh, give us something of a relief by stating that the injury was not very serious, that he felt unfortunate to, to have had that knock. But definitely good news that it's not something serious, but it was serious enough for him to be substituted because, immediately the second half began. I think it was like 46 minutes. He was substituted, and then that was when it all went wrong for them because they were actually leading that game by 3 goals to 1 when Osimhen left. He actually scored the opener and then doubled later on after 8 minutes, you know, to give them a comfortable lead before Mamaro Icardi scored, and then Kasim Pasa, scored one before the end of first half. Again, good one for the man. Obviously, he's now got on the score sheet, and to think that people were actually saying that Osimhen was having a bad day, uh, he was having a bad year, he was having a bad season, that he made the wrong move, he's a flop, all sort of things. He's not scoring anymore, all those sort of things. But right now, all of these things are stories, in the past, because obviously the hardest thing is to get the first goal, take the first step, and he's now taking it not by scoring one goal, but as much as two goals. And his start is really good right now. He had three previous assists already, so now he has two goals in just 4 games for Galatasaray, which is really massive. Goal and assist contribution of 5, for 4 games, which is a really fantastic record. And one man that was very instrumental in Kasim Pasa actually getting something out of that game was Kenneth Omero, who did not really start that game. He was put in the bench from the start of that game, but he was later introduced, into the match. I think he was in the first half. Yeah, he was introduced in the first half, and then he came in and he did some really impressive uh, play to help Kasim Pasa block their defense. It felt like immediately he entered, Kasim Pasa became stronger in their defense, and then they didn't concede any other goal until the match ended. And then, consequently, their attack became sharp, and then they ended up scoring, two more goals to end it at 3-3. But great appearances for our guys. Osimhen, of course, getting the goals, and then Kenneth Omero pressing in the defense. But that wasn't the only game that we saw yesterday. Of course, we saw the big one, uh, the El Clasico in the German league, which was a game between Bayern Munich and Bayern Leverkusen, the first and second uh, club sides in the German Bundesliga. They actually locked horns yesterday, and leading up to that match, the build-up was all the hype, all the all the praise and everything. Even Victor Boniface had to show up in the arena dressed like Odumodu Black, wearing that Igbo man cap. That's the signature of Nigerian singer Odumodu Black. And he was actually given the privilege of starting that match by Alonso, which is something that we've been seeing a lot lately because of the form that Boniface has been in recently. And as you would expect, the game was a very difficult game. Bayern Munich, as usual, were the were the more dangerous side. They had all the possession and had most of the threats, but Bayern Leverkusen actually drew the first blood through a goal from Andrich in the 31 minutes, and then 8 minutes later, Pavlovic equalized with a bullet. But for our players, Boniface started the match as I mentioned and played for up to 78 minutes, had just one shot on target, but all around he did really well. And then we had Nathan Tella also introduced in the second half of the game to play only 12 minutes, and then he had a shot at goal. But that was it. I'm sure it wasn't the best of result that they were hoping for, but it's something, especially considering you're playing Bayern Munich, who's like the biggest club in the Bundesliga. So the table still remains the same. Bayern Munich are still topping the league. Uh, just that right now Leverkusen have now dropped to the third position and have now been toppled by Leipzig. But again, they are going to hope to come back stronger in their next game. But moving away from that one, guys, we had the likes of Wilfred Ndidi providing an assist in a disappointing loss, to Arsenal, 4 goals to 2. That game actually was annoying for me because uh, Arsenal were beating them 2 goals to 0, and then the next thing they equalized. Ndidi actually, brought one assist for the equalizer, and then in the dying minutes, Ndidi scored an own goal, and then Harvard scored the fourth goal. And moving away from that one, let's go into the championship where we had uh, the likes of Josh Meyer and Semi Ajayi obviously turning up for their West Bromwich side as they shockingly, lost to Sheffield Wednesday 3 goals to 2. Josh Meyer actually scored in that match and has now made it his 6 goals in 6 appearances for this West Bromwich side. He had a really strong, input in the game. Started the game, also ended it. Had one goal, had 2 shots, and then we also had Semi Ajayi, who started the match, played for 83 minutes, and then was substituted. In the championship, we had Nigerian Super Eagles veteran winger Victor Moses making his mark. So in the game between Luton Town and Plymouth Argyle, if you recall, I actually told you guys that Moses has moved to Luton Town, just a few days ago. And yesterday he opened his goal scoring account by scoring in the 70th minute, actually coming from bench to score that one. But it was a disappointing outing for them because they ended up losing 3 goals to 1. But interestingly as well, for the Plymouth Argyle Football Club, we also saw Tijani made some really impressive appearance for that game, coming from the bench, playing for 11 minutes and creating one assist to punish Luton Town. So these are some of the reviews and stats of our players, over the weekend as they represented their different club sides. But that's the update, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned.